Hey guys, it's been quite a while, but I'm finally getting back into making a turbo cider. Had this recipe idea based on a cider I had about a year ago, so I'm finally getting around to making it now. It's going to be really easy to make, and if you've watched my earlier videos, I'm going to be using the Pat Max self-venting caps. So I'm basically going to make the cider and carbonate it all in one in the bottles. But as for the cider itself, it is going to be a pineapple, coconut and apple juice cider, and I'm going to use it in the ratio of 50%, 25% and 25%. I'm only going to use half of this because it's twice as much as I need, and I'm going to be using for the first time the Safcider yeast, which should be pretty good and perfect for what I'm doing. So yeah, I've just got the bottles and the caps. I'm just sterilising at the moment. And also jug, so I'm going to mix all the juice in the jug, and we'll go from there. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so I've poured all the juices into this bowl in the same ratios I mentioned: 50% apple, 25% of pineapple and 25% coconut, and that's given us 2 litres. I've got my bottles ready, so everything's been sterilised. So now I'll just give it a bit of a whisk up just to get everything mixed up, and then we will get into pouring it into the bottles here. Okay, hopefully you can see. So I've just filled up the bottles with a little bit of headspace with the juice mixture. Only ended up filling 4 of the 6 because the bottles were a lot bigger. These two are a lot bigger than I thought. But anyway, that doesn't matter. The other thing I should point out was there was no additional sugar put into the juice, so it's just the sugars in the juice themselves that are going to be converted into alcohol, and that'll give you about a 5% cider. So yes, I filled up the bottles, and then really the only thing left to do is put in some of the yeast. So I'm using 1/8 of a teaspoon measure for each bottle. I know they're slightly bigger, but that's not going to matter too much as long as you don't underpitch. So we'll just pour 1/8 into each. There we go, like so. Stand that over there. And then basically just a case of screwing on the caps nice and tight. And then yeah, we'll just give them a bit of a shake. So yeah, if you don't have these caps, so they're self-venting caps, so once they reach a certain pressure they'll vent off any excess gas. So the beauty of using these is it's going to ferment and carbonate all in one. But if you don't have these caps, you can just ferment the cider as per normal, and then you can bottle prime with the right amount of sugar for each bottle size, which is usually about 6 or 7 grams per litre, but I'll put the information below. Okay guys, well that's pretty much the end of what you have to do. So I will store these for about 2 weeks at around 20 degrees, and then we'll probably crack open a test bottle. So very shortly, by the magic of video editing, we should be trying one of these out. So we'll see you very shortly. Cheers guys! Hey guys, welcome back. We are finally ready to open one of the ciders. Just had it sitting in the fridge to cool down, and bottle's nice and firm, so it's all good to go. Now before we open it up, one thing I should mention was after I did the bottling, there was some leftover juice which I tasted, and while the coconut was coming through, it wasn't quite as strong as I wanted it to be. So I reopened the bottles and I added in a little bit of this natural coconut essence. So I added it at the rate of 6 mils per litre. So this bottle was only 330, so that's only got 2 mils in it. So yeah, so hopefully that I did a bit of playing around with some other juice, and hopefully that's the right level. So we'll crack it open and we'll find out anyway. Bit of hiss there. It's looking pretty clear in the bottle, which is what I wanted. So all the juices I used were all clear, because I basically wanted a clear product at the other ends, or fairly clear product. So we'll pour this up. Stop about there. So there it is there. Hopefully you can get that colour. So yeah, it is pretty clear. It's not crystal clear, but pretty happy with that clarity. As you can see, it's plenty of carbonation coming up. And yeah, it's looking the business. So I guess the $1 million question is, how does it taste? So we'll dive in. Cheers, guys. Go for another mouthful. Okay. First off, tastes good, so I'm happy about that. That Safcider yeast, I think was a good call. Getting the apple and getting the pineapple through, and getting that coconut as well. I'm quite glad that I added this in the end, because it's got a nice level of coconut coming through. I think the problem was the coconut water, even though it's obviously from a coconut, it doesn't have the same coconut flavour as, say, the flesh or a toasted coconut would have. So if you don't want to go down that track, then this seems to be a good option. So that tastes good. No, I'm happy with that. If you're going to use the essence, I'd probably just muck around with the levels. So yeah, 6 mils per litre was what I used. Sorry, yeah, 6 mils per litre. But no, that tastes like a good cider. If I went out somewhere for dinner and I asked for a cider with dinner and they gave me that, I would be very happy indeed. It tastes like a good commercial cider to me, and it's getting all those flavours coming through that I wanted. So yeah, that's a winner. It's probably one of the better ciders I've made, to be honest, and especially for a turbo cider. So thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any more questions, just sing out. I am going to enjoy the rest of this. Just one further point. It's not back sweetened, so what I tend to do is, so I waited 2 weeks, put the bottles into the fridge, and that basically makes the yeast go into a dormant state. So yeah, so basically you can test it if you're happy with the level of sweetness or dryness. Chuck all your cider in the fridge, and then it should pretty much stay at that level. If you're not going to store the cider in the fridge, then you may have to back sweeten with something like stevia or some other type of sweetener, but I wanted to keep it nice and simple. So yeah, there she is there. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Over and out. Cheers.